Guys, Bridge Collector 62492 here with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a video on another TV show, and this specific DVD is one that I got through my birthday. Someone bought it for me for my birthday, so I gotta say, this show gets a lot of it gets pushed away too much. Like, I feel like it doesn't get a lot of love, and you know, it's because it's based on a movie. It's based on a comic book, but everybody knows the movie more than the comic, and I don't know. It's just my personal perspective. I used to love watching this on Cartoon Network when I was a kid. I think it's been on other, like, channels beforehand, but I do remember watching it as a kid, and it seems like a lot of people, like I said, just kind of, you know, it's so underrated because it's got a great cast of, voices. Rob Paulsen, who you guys may or may not know as the voice of many characters, like Raphael from the original 80s Ninja Turtles, and the voice of Yakko Warner from Animaniacs. He's got a long, list of, voices that he's, done for our childhood. And then, of course, Tim Curry, who needs no introduction. He's right up there on my shelf. He played Pennywise the Clown, but he's also done some voice talents and stuff. And, of course, the show I'm talking about is The Mask, the animated series here. Now, yes, okay, so I get that it may be a really obscure show. It's based on a Jim Carrey movie, and I love the movie to death. I actually, it's considered one of the most obsessive things that I had, grown up with. My mother and my sister and everyone who knew me knew that The Mask was like my biggest thing back then. And I had the soundtrack. I still have my soundtrack. And I used to do the Cuban Pete. I'm not doing it for anyone. Do not ask. I was a lot skinnier, I was a lot tinier, and I was able to do it without it missing a beat. I even did a school talent show and won the talent show by doing it. So yeah, The Mask, the animated series, is finally out on Amazon. I think they call it Manufacture on Demand, MOD. These are burn copies. I mean, they're pretty much the same as they did this DVD, the Nickelodeon Games Plus Sports, and it's just literally a compilation of a bunch of episodes from Double Dare, Guts, and stuff like that. But it's a Manufacture on Demand DVD. So, but the same goes with this one. I absolutely love this show. I think it tries to keep the spirit of the movie with Jim Carrey, but also the comic book from Dark Horse, because it introduces some characters from the comic book, like Walter and Pretorius. It just seems like a lot of people are more recognizing the movie, which I don't have a problem with. I was introduced to The Mask through through the movie. Jim Carrey is the only person I could ever see playing The Mask. I just got to watch Mojo's video about this. They said that one of the worst cartoons of the 90s was The Mask, and I was like, wait, what? And they put Ace Ventura on there too. Guys, they did a crossover between the two shows. Ace Ventura and The Mask actually meet up with each other. I can't remember the synopsis because it's been a while since I've seen it. I think Milo gets kidnapped or something like that, the dog, Milo, right there. And Ace Ventura comes in as, being the pet detective. He's obviously trying to do his job and, try to find Milo for Stanley, but things just kind of get a little hectic. I mean, between those two characters, they're both Jim Carrey characters, it's obvious what happens. I mean, it's all kinds of fun. And I just don't know why the show gets a lot of hate, but yes, The Mask, the complete first season here is now available through Amazon MOD, Manufacture on Demand. And here's the front right here. I absolutely love this show. It's definitely worth checking out if you guys are fans of the movie or the comic book from Dark Horse. But yeah, a lot of people seem to think this show is kind of like one of those you just push it aside, just completely forget it shows. I actually had a lot of fun with it, and I laughed. Very rarely do cartoons make me laugh, because cartoons are cartoons, okay? They're supposed to be stupid, zany fun. Nowadays, it's just kind of ridiculous. It's kind of like they're trying to go for the gross out humor, or they're just trying to do toilet humor, which is in this. But I will say, the thing that really entertains me the most is how much they try to emulate Jim Carrey's mannerisms. He tries so hard to be Jim Carrey, Rob Paulsen, through his voice. It really does actually come through. And this is coming from someone who is a huge Jim Carrey fan. I know how hard it is to do such a thing because, you know, Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey. You have to physically be Jim Carrey to be able to, you know, imitate him. So, doing a voice and, you know, trying to project a character of his, you know, Stanley Ipkiss or The Mask, I think they did really good. And the fact that they have a bunch of, like, really popular voice actors that have done a lot of things from our childhood. Tim Curry, guys, come on. Anything with Tim Curry is automatically the best thing ever. Like, everything that he has been in, okay? So, yes, I'm going to kind of, like, open this up and show it, because I don't think anybody really has done a video of it. But, yeah, there's the front, the back, and I've already shown all this. Kind of, you know, show, there you go. And then there's the disc right there. Oh, Ben Stein, you know the masks we wear. That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. Yeah, that guy. He does come back. He lends his voice, and there is an episode where he actually puts on the mask, and he thinks everyone has something called ipkisium escosis. So, with Ben Stein's really ridiculous monotone voice. But yeah, there's the first disc and the second disc right there. Now, they have released this show before on DVD. I hate to mention the fact that this was actually released with Son of the Mask. I had purchased that movie back in 2005 when it came out. Walmart had a 2-pack, and it included a DVD release of the VHS tapes that they had put out back in the 90s. They had like 4 or 5 VHS tapes released by New Line Home Cinema. This is just pretty much a release of the first volume that has the 2 premiere episodes. The mask is always greener on the other side. So, but yeah, there you guys go. There, I'm going to just kind of show this off as a bonus right here. And Pretorius right here, that's who is voiced by Tim Curry. You got Walter right there. So, there's that. And there's the disc right there. So, like I said, I don't understand why it gets as much, like, they treat this show like it's not really worth mentioning. I honestly think it's one of my favorite cartoons. Nickelodeon has their, Nickelodeon's definitely the, you know, the A-game cartoons, you know, and then Cartoon Network for me is kind of like the B-game. But if I had to put them in between the two, I would say that this show could have been on Nickelodeon if it had been presented the opportunity. It was on Cartoon Network on one time, but when it was actually first released, I think it was on ABC or something like that. CBS, I can't remember. But yeah, it's one of those shows that you have to see to believe. They did an animated series based on one of the best Jim Carrey movies. They've done multiple animated series on multiple Jim Carrey movies. They've even done one for Dumb and Dumber, but that one lasted only like 6 episodes. And it's not really worth mentioning because that actually is a terrible cartoon based on a really good movie. Ace Ventura is passable to me. I haven't watched the whole series. But reliving The Mask, the animated series, it was a fun ride. I enjoyed watching it, and I had a really great time watching it, and I actually laughed. I had a lot of fun. I laughed. I thought it was a great little thing to, you know, mention because I love the show. I love growing up with it. So definitely, if you guys have never seen this show, I highly recommend you guys watch it. It's a very short-lived show, though. It's got 3 seasons. Season 1 is only 15 minutes or 15 episodes long. Season 2 being the longest, I think there's 30, and then season 3 is like 6. So it's a very short-lived season or series. I don't know why. A lot of people give it a lot of hate, but I still really love this show. I thought it was a fun, zany little continuation of the Mask lore. It's definitely better than Son of the Mask. I promise you that. But guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe as always. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe button, everything. Do your part. If you hate me, well, you know that dislike button is made just for you guys. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.